Consistency and discipline, two words that appear so simple on the surface, yet they hold the weight of every success story you've ever heard. The dreamers, the doers, the leaders, and the change-makers didn't rely on luck. They didn't rise by accident. They rose because they understood this truth. Nothing works unless you do, and it's not about doing something once. It's about doing it every single day, especially when it's boring, when it's hard, when it feels like no one's watching. Discipline is not a one-time act, it's a commitment, and consistency is the proof of that commitment. We live in a world that celebrates outcomes but forgets the process. People love to cheer for the winner, but they ignore the early mornings, the lonely nights, the sacrifices made in silence. That's where consistency lives. That's where discipline is forged. It doesn't shout, it whispers. Every day, in your actions, it's in the small decisions you make when no one is around. Do you show up on time? Do you keep your promises to yourself? Do you hold the line when it would be easier to let go? These are the questions that determine your future, because talent might get you noticed, but discipline is what gets you remembered. Every day, you are writing your story. Every repetition, every step, every choice builds your foundation. And here's the catch. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. It means showing up again even after you failed. It means building habits that outlast motivation, because motivation is fleeting. Discipline, on the other hand, is like a compass. It doesn't care how you feel, it points you in the direction you committed to, and consistency is the act of following that compass no matter the storm. You want greatness? Then stop chasing moments and start embracing the grind. Fall in love with the process. Wake up every morning and decide that who you were yesterday is not good enough for who you want to become. Refuse to negotiate with excuses. Do the work, and then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. This is how mountains are moved, one disciplined step at a time. And when the world finally notices what you've built, when they marvel at your strength, your success, your certainty, they won't see the days you wanted to quit but didn't. They won't see the battles you fought in silence. But you will, and you'll know that it wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was you. It was consistency. It was discipline. It always has been. The true test of discipline is not how hard you can work when you feel inspired, but how steadfast you remain when the excitement fades. Anyone can show up once. Anyone can put in effort when it's convenient. But consistency demands something deeper. It demands a purpose so strong that it outlasts your emotions. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when your body begs for sleep. It's saying no to distractions when your mind craves comfort. It's pushing forward when everyone else slows down, and that's where success is built, in those quiet, unseen battles. The world around you is noisy, it's filled with shortcuts, instant gratification, and empty promises, but real growth doesn't happen overnight. Real mastery isn't born in intensity, it's born in repetition. Brick by brick, step by step, when you commit to small improvements every day, you compound results in a way that can't be ignored. Think about it. One good decision might not change your life, but 1,000 will. And every one of those decisions requires you to choose discipline over ease, consistency over chaos. Great leaders aren't the ones who shout the loudest. They're the ones who lead themselves first. They don't just talk about values. They live them. They show up every day, not just for others, but for themselves. That's what creates trust. That's what builds influence. When people see that you can stay committed to your vision through storms, setbacks, and silence, they begin to believe in you, not because of what you say, but because of what you prove through action. And it all begins with the choice to stay consistent, to be disciplined, to keep moving forward even when progress feels invisible. There will be days when the results won't show. There will be weeks, maybe even months, when it feels like nothing is changing. But if you stop then, if you quit in those quiet moments, you'll never know how close you were to the breakthrough. The ones who make it are not always the smartest or the strongest. They are the ones who stay in the game long enough to see the tide turn. They're the ones who trust the process, even when the process tests their limits. So don't measure your journey by the visible rewards. Measure it by your resilience. Measure it by how often you choose discipline over comfort, consistency over chaos, and progress over perfection. Because that's where transformation begins. Not in giant leaps, but in the small, faithful steps you choose to take every single day. In the end, it's not the flashes of brilliance that define you. It's the quiet repetition of effort when no one is applauding. It's not the massive wins that build legacy, but the daily commitment to improvement when no one is watching. Consistency and discipline are not glamorous, they don't shine in the spotlight, they don't offer instant validation. But they are the soil in which greatness grows. Every time you choose to stay committed, every time you push forward without a promise of reward, you strengthen the foundation of who you are becoming. And one day, when everything finally aligns, when the results catch up with the effort, you will stand tall, not just because of what you achieved, but because of who you had to become to get there. You'll realize it was never just about the goal. It was about the grind, the growth, the grit. So keep showing up, keep choosing discipline, keep being consistent, because success doesn't shout. It whispers to those who are willing to listen through their actions.